Yo, what's happening? Welcome to the Equaliser, a content series with Versus and Spotify where we have open and honest conversations about the black experience in women's football.
This is the first ever series that is dedicated to discussing tension points for black women in the beautiful game. I'm Tyra Mills.
And I'm Guvna B. And alongside three amazing pro players from the women's game, we're going to uncover it all. Has there ever been a time as a black or brown woman where you felt that you've had to change who you are to fit in?
When I was younger, it was easy for me to be like, okay, well, I need to look this way when I'm on the pitch, and that. If I don't look that way, then it looks like I'm not trying. But I think now it's just about being who I am. Don't change who you are just because someone doesn't like you.
Dealing with, being one of the only black girls on a team, things like, small comments and stuff about my hair. Maybe I wouldn't want to over talk about I have to sometimes wrap my hair when I play football because I don't want it to get wet. I think I just was kind of uncomfortable in that difference. And especially as a young, impressionable girl, I tried to kind of fit in as much as I could. And I think in a way, I was trying to overcompensate for maybe my difference. Once you're more comfortable in yourself, I think others become more comfortable about the differences within you.
We all have role models growing up, but I want to know who your role models are.
For me, growing up, my role model was probably Rachel Yankee, a big Arsenal supporter. So, but yeah, I just loved everything about her, really. And I think for me, seeing someone that looked like me playing was a big thing.
Growing up, sports-wise, I'd say Serena Williams. Yeah, I know, obviously, she's played tennis, but I just felt like she was kind of, I think, the first just woman in general to just dominate a sport. Obviously add-ons that she was a black woman too. She was kind of unapologetically her.
It was always hard not to see as many, black women playing at the highest level. But for me personally, I think I use it as motivation because now I want to be able to be in a position where younger people can look up to me and be like, oh, she's got curly hair, her skin's like that, she looks like me, I want to be like her. Having someone that looks like you and maybe grew up in the same background or environment as you did, there is it is relatable. And I think it is changing slowly, but I still think that the stereotyping is still there.
I think on the flip side, I've always had someone that maybe looks like me or represents me to look up to. And I think, if I didn't have that role model to look up to, then would my path change? Would I have gone a different direction? So I think I'm quite grateful that I could almost look at any type of sport, whether it was athletics, swimming, netball, football, and always have someone to look up to. And I think that's a privilege.
Yeah, it's hard to embody yourself in a position where, you only kind of see white females and it doesn't maybe become real, but also, it can inspire me or motivate me to, fill that space for younger girls of colour.
Tyra, I know you've started coaching and you enjoy it very much. How's that experience been for you? What are kind of the challenges and the triumphs that you've seen?
The challenges are, not many people believing in you. Even though you get the support from the players that you work with, you still have to prove yourself, that you can coach, that you can speak, that you can connect with the girls. I think the girls find it hard as well because there's not many black female coaches out there as well. It's a continuous battle with proving yourself.
What would your message be to the abuser, that person that makes an unhelpful comment about someone because of their gender or the colour of their skin?
I think it does say more about those individuals that feel the need to throw out negative comments. Obviously, they've got more time on their hands than they need. But yeah, I think just using it to kind of use it as motivation or as fuel, add fuel to the fire. It's not nice to experience, but they're sitting there behind their computer typing away and we can make a change, positive change on a Sunday or in our local community. So I think just using it as motivation and not letting it define us, shape us. You're in control of your journey, and if you let one person, derail you, it's not worth it. So use it as motivation and, go out there and prove your point.
I definitely agree kind of with what Atlantis said about like it shaping your experience. Like I feel like sometimes I'm like, do I have a tough exterior or am I like better at dealing with adversity because I've dealt with it? And I'm like, or is it just naturally one of the personality traits I have? And I feel like often as a young black girl or a person of color, when you've like especially accomplished things, you're like often sometimes doing things in spite of what you've dealt with, as opposed to just like being able to just like say, you know, this is just my journey and it's not been kind of impacted by others. Like so many times, you know, when you see men commenting on like women's football, it's like, it's not professional football players who are commenting, you know, on the quality of our football. It's lads in the pub who had no touch, do you know what I mean? It's like, I don't understand, you know, or just like, you know, the hooligans of football games who have things to say about people's race. And it's just like really insecure, like, you know, people intimidated by, you know, your presence. And it's like quite pathetic and it says more about them than it does about us. So yeah, it's like, it shows that like, wow, you're threatened by us being here. And so we're going to continue to stay here and we're going to continue to take up these spaces.
I think it's super important to have platforms like these that give us space to come forward and tell our story and show our support. I think in the past we probably haven't had platforms like this. But also I think in addition to that, it's about backing each other and making spaces safe for people to feel comfortable enough to come out and tell their story. And I think we're seeing it more and more. And I think if we can rally around each other, that makes all the difference, because it makes me more, if I see that happening, it makes me more comfortable to be like, actually, if I come out and say this, people are gonna back me too. But yeah, just providing places and opportunities for us to speak out and using the platform and backing each other is super vital moving forwards.
I think it's amazing for the little girl in like a random town in this country that might feel lonely to hear you guys talk about what you talk about, and it give her the confidence to, yeah, I'm gonna go out and go for it. So I think it's important across the board. Big ups.
Going on from Atlanta's point, with how people make you feel and your surroundings and the energies you've got, how important is allyship?
I think it's key. I think it's the key to success. I think in any sort of community, whether you're in the business world, the football world, I think, you know, if you're together and you're as one and everyone is seen as an equal, I think the only way's up. I think it's also really difficult, like I'm here to support my friends and, you know, sometimes you do feel helpless because you can't fully relate to how they feel. And it's difficult because you try your best to put yourself in that situation, but I think you never will be able to, because you will never actually be able to really feel how it feels deep down. So yeah, it's difficult, it's hard. I think you just got to show your love and support. That's the way teams, you know, do the best, you know, achieve the most things, because they're all on the same playing field. Like everyone is seen as an equal. There's no one on a hierarchy. There's no one seen as different.
Yeah, I think community is important. I think when you look at a club, you have to consider both men and women's club academy, and then all the different staff members, whether technical or just like, you know, your groundsmen, and how they, you know, their attitude and how they come to work every day, because we all interact. And I think all like individual players want to be part of a club that, you know, is respectful to everyone. So I think in terms of like community, when you think about like safeguarding and player care or like employee care, you know, it's like how they treat staff. I think it has to be consistent. And it's not just like, you know, the big time men senior players who are on the biggest contracts. It's how they treat, you know, the girls' academy. And I think it's just like clubs remembering to adopt like consistent practices across all, you know, organizations.
As teammates and as a group of people and staff, we've had good people around us, and I think it makes such a difference when you're in an environment where people back you, people support you, they treat you as people before you're a footballer. And I think that makes such a big difference, and, you know, makes those experiences when it is tough a little bit better. Don't go changing to be someone that you're not. I think obviously it's a journey to be comfortable with yourself and figuring out who you are. You know, that takes time, but just the importance of staying true to who you are, what you believe in, how you want to be.